That's the spiel. Let's go on with the wrap up. So just the summary of what we talked about today. End of year 3 requires the Sync, SIR, SOF, STAS, PRIG, or SPRG, SELA, and SENR records, right? I like to say, because it's very apparent, that this is the largest submission in CalPADS. And you have to do this along with 3 other submissions, so it's fun. Behavioral incidents for student with disabilities require end of year 3 to be approved by the SELPA. Don't forget that. And don't take for granted that the SELPA is waiting for you. I've worked many weekends trying to round up SELPAs who were unavailable because I'm working and they're on vacation. So you want to certify early and give them adequate time to do what they need to do. The data in end of year 3 is reflective of the entire academic year, different from census day, fall 1 and fall 2. STAS exemptions are submitted in the STAS record. So we want to emphasize again that the exemption indicator, Kyron mentioned, has to be checked for every student, right? CalPADS is just not a smart system. You have to tell us the student is exempt from the absences and the attendances columns or fields. But a record is expected for every primary and short-term enrollment. One-year graduate counts are listed on 1.22 and 1.23. All students must be exited at the end of the year, otherwise they generated Cert 131. The English language acquisition status is updated, of course, to report those students who reclassified, but for all students to resolve Cert 067. Historically, we didn't have Cert 67 as part of end of year 3. It was an end of year 1 error, but they found that students who enrolled after census day often just had enrollment records. There was missing student information, student English language acquisition, student program data. And so it's kind of a catch-all. If you see you have Cert 67s, which should be unexplainable at the end of the year, more than likely there are other file and other data missing. So you want to review those students' records, not just to resolve the Cert 67, to ensure that the student information is updated. Probably a Cert 004 will accompany this. They come in tandem. But if you have missing student information and missing student English language acquisition, what's the likelihood that program data was submitted, right? So it's a catch-all. Then students that have program 191 will be counted. They were reported at any time during the year, regardless of their current living situation. Well, we have this slide. It's our suggested milestones. It was crafted so that we can help you make the July 28th deadline and then the amendment window deadline, 8/25. It's very basic, and it does not take into account any other thing you do outside of CalPADS. It does not take into account anyone you have to contact, like an NPS school or a SELPA. It really is just suggested milestones based on CalPADS timelines. So what we ask you to do when you look at this is to create your own timeline, your own calendar, considering your competing priorities, staff availability of the stakeholders who need to review the report or submit the data. Many of the times, local school personnel has to submit the data, and then we have to clean it up while they're on vacation. So if it's within your capability, create your own timeline and schedule and disseminate it throughout your organization. It may, make a paper airplane or play basketball and think they're Michael Jordan with it. But, at least you can say you did it. If, you're new and this looks like a lot of work and I'm not sure I want to invest my time in it, we do provide the impact of not certifying, because a lot of times that's a question we get. What happens if I don't certify? So here's the impact for your LEA. It does not include any personal impacts like loss of job, but, if you need to consider the impact of not certifying, here's the slide. Also, if this is something that you realistically are considering, I encourage you to reach out to your CSIS monitor, because we're pretty good at helping LEA certify even if they're new. We went over the resources extensively. Not going to do that again. Support. So email and the support ticket are the best, fastest ways to get in contact. The support ticket, the web form, is the fastest way. It links you to all your previous tickets. It does take a little bit more time to fill out than the email. You get a faster reply. I'm pretty sure of that. The phone is there, right? It's just archaic, though. If you want to call back submit an email or a web form and ask for it in the subject line. And then we have a listserv. This is a Figma. This is listserv. You all know what it does. If you're new, connects you with other LEAs, probably more experienced than you, and they can help you with the local side of things. If you have a SED system or a student information system that we don't understand or have access to, your peers can help you overcome the challenges that you face. So last but not least, thank you for your attendance. Thank you for your hard work. And thank you for your patience. I know we kind of went off the rails a little bit today, but we're feeling good. This is the last week of training, and we can get to the order of business of doing all the other things we have to do. So thank you.